What's up? What's up, future me? Alright, future me, future selves. Uh, what's up, future everybody, I guess? Right? Yeah, well, okay. Stop. Gotta stop that shit. Anyway, I'm just waking up, right? But, yeah, took a, took a hard nap. A hard nap. Alright, because yesterday was too much, which was today. It's actually today, actually. Oh yeah, okay, let me stop with the time travel stuff right now. Anyway, I knew this video was gonna be weird, but I wanted to get straight to the point and not jump to conclusions. With like prophetic sight and stuff, I just wanted to talk about like what I seen with humanity, as far as humanity goes. All right, we knuckleheads. Me standing outside, right? This is just pure experience and just pure seeing, observation of what I'm seeing within the masses, within everybody, just doing what they doing and walking around. I'm just looking outside, watching everything. So I'm looking like, why? I'm questioning a lot of things, and I'm like, okay, you got two sides of the coin of two scenarios of two outcomes, two parts of the puzzle that go into like a bigger puzzle, which is like two pieces of two different separate puzzles. But I figured those two out, right? And I'm gonna just explain that a little bit more in detail, elaborate. Like when I'm observing and I'm seeing with pure sight of where humanity is at, I got the pure insight and direct intel from how you would call it, higher thought, right? I just want to go there with that. And I see where humanity is at, and I'm like, shake my head. I just realized that I saw two sides of the coin in both scenarios of how we got so deep in this shit as coronavirus and all of this bullshit. I'm sorry for the foul language, but it's necessary for the COVID, because I don't see that there's a point in doing this to ourselves, except that we did everything to ourselves. Speaking on behalf of humanity and myself, because for real, I've been trying to help this whole time, which makes me feel like I'm a little bit responsible, because even in the time travel in the future, mind travel, whatever you want to call it, if you don't believe it or not, it doesn't matter. I personally experienced it, and what I'm going to say is the future sucks, because there is no future for humanity. Because what I saw, to jump to that conclusion of that future timeline, there's no future for humanity, because we all did it to ourselves. We fucked up. Sorry to say it like that, but we're really deep in some deep stuff. And the only way out of it is for us to fix it ourselves. And now, when I realized that, I'm like, okay, now I know what God's thinking. And then as soon as I said it, I'm like, God is like, y'all put yourselves in this predicament. Why are you looking at me? You put yourselves in it. So fix it. Then I got some like concepts in my mind, imagery, looking like Bob the Builder type stuff. Like, come on, Bob, you're Bob the Builder. What you mean you can't fix this? You're freaking Bob the Builder. You can fix anything, but now you just wanted to say, oh no, I'm not fixing nothing today. I just stopped fixing stuff. But you've always been fixing stuff. Who told you not to fix stuff? Right? Well, that's like Dora the Explorer saying, I'm not going to explore no more. You've been doing it your whole life. And then you meet some swiper, no swiper guy, and you hang with this guy for one day, and then it's like, the whole stuff just switched up. Like, you don't even care no more. And then you're like, all right, I'm with his side, his crew. But it doesn't make sense, because why would you go over there? It's not your place. It's not your part. And then you get deeper in your own crap. But that's kind of the point of the story, but it's not. In a sense, it's not. I realized humanity just, like I said, we put ourselves in this deep predicament. It's like gods, right? In a high level of consciousness. If you want to go back to the fall of consciousness. We fell so hard, but we keep falling. And we keep getting deeper and deeper in crap. And the only way out of the crap is to dig the crap out and put it somewhere. But we don't know where else to put it. It's just even more crap on the street. Like literally though, there's people crapping on the street and pissing on the street. And then we smelling this stuff. I'm smelling it while I'm walking through, trying to get to the subway and to work and store, and you gotta wear a mask because it stinks hardly half. It smells, it reeks. So I'm like, man, it's not sanitary here. You got women and children and people walking around, bums and people walking around doing dumb stuff like that, and people just doing because they just what? You ain't got no choice now. So then I got another realization, like, okay, you guys chose to put yourselves in this predicament. The only way to get out of it is to choose to get out of it, but you don't know how to freaking think about the choice, the decision as a collective. Because one part of the story, I'm like, why we can't all just get along? That was way far gone from the past and the future. That's not gonna happen no more. That's how deep we in this mess. Now, with this part, the birds and animals and trees is like, yeah, y'all effed up real bad. How you gonna fix it? We all in this situation. We all in it together. When one go in it, we all go in it. But why are you trying to get mad at the people that's just trying to help? And then you treat us like dirt, like me. You treat me like dirt. I get trash thrown at me, and then I get trash back. Just for trying to help clean the trash. I still get trash back. And I realized, oh shoot, I seen that mankind is creating more garbage for himself on top of more garbage. Like if you make something, it's like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's the same. Where it came from, it's going to go right back to it. So also with another point of what I'm about to say, I lost a little train of thought, but it's going somewhere too. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I realized too that since we have a choice, we can choose to get out of it, right? Or wrong. Because now I see that people aren't thinking. And now when I knew that they weren't thinking, the insight of God told me that y'all been had free will, so y'all had free will to choose to do this to yourselves. You could choose to not go with the crowd. You could choose to not be a part of it. I was never a part of it. I've always been my own lone wolf guy and separate from the crowd. I don't like being around people because of the fact that they're always in their own, can I say, shit. They're always in their own shit. And my shit is different from other people's shit. Sorry to say that. In the future, I felt really freaking bad for myself. And then I went back in the past and I'm like, now, I see why now. Because I've totally realized that it's always been a choice. Always been free will put over us as humanity. And we've actually given ourselves no option. Like, how do you do that? You will always have a choice in life to do whatever you want. But that don't mean you just don't have no choice. If you sit in your own crap for the rest of your life, you're talking about to the officer complaining, man, I'm tired of sitting in this crap. But you have a choice. You can either walk away from the crap and clean it up, and then I don't know what, or you could just choose to sit in it for the rest of your life. That don't look pretty. But I see that's not where people are thinking. They're not thinking high enough, and they haven't realized it. And the fact of the matter is, by the time they realize it, it'd be too late. So when I saw this, I'm like, all right, I'm intuitively seeing what the birds telling me what I need to know from where we all at. Because I am extrasensory perceptive. So I know and I see things for the way it is, not just dualistic, not on one side, totally left, not on this side, totally right. I just see both sides, and I'm like, okay, I can see now where the bigger picture falls into play, where the pieces fall. So it don't make sense. But then it's like, Are you serious? No, this is stupendous. This is unbelievable. That's what I realized too. Like the word of the day with that one would be stupendous. You guys are actually stupendous to freaking allow this to happen to our planet, to yourselves, to me. What? So how long it's going to take? That's what I've been questioning while I've been watching and observing while I'm just standing waiting for the freaking bank to open. She bullshitted. And I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking time will tell. So when time went by, it was so fast, it was like a blink of an eye, but it still was the same. The same. So then I'm like, okay, well, shoot. Nothing changed. It's going to be like this for the rest of however long till snap of a finger and God says, what's up? Or we destroy ourselves or something. Till the world blows up or what? I'm like, this is stupendous. We put our own selves in this. Now, with me making this video, I have nothing to add onto their pile of crap. I don't want to add more crap to their crap. I'm too busy trying to clean it. And so that's my part, that's my piece, that's my place of the puzzle, of the chessboard. Right? It's just freaking, yeah, me. I do me. All my videos has been actually real and experience, and it's true. Rather live a lie than see the truth and be free, right? Nah. I choose to be free. But it's always been a choice. When I see a lot of people that chose the wrong, well, in a sense, since I saw both sides of the coin, they actually chose to fall. And a lot of people chose to fall with them. So, we all gonna fall again and again and again and again until we realize it. But it's already been too late. Now, once they realize it, it'll be too late. Then I got all of that information in that time frame because I waited like, okay, time will tell. But I didn't have to wait the next day to freaking find out the information of what's going to happen with all of us, with humanity. I just realized it. And it's a higher level of thinking. You just freaking self-realize. I freaking self-realized. We're doomed. Can I jump to that conclusion? I just did. It's really bad out here. That's my time capsule for this. Yeah. I did what I needed to do. I said what I needed to say. And I don't feel bad for it. And I don't regret anything I do or say in this life. All my life I've been right. Ever since I was little, I've always been right. I couldn't freaking understand why people was trying to tell me every time to do something their way when they thought it was right, but I've always been right my whole entire life. And I'm like, okay, if your right is my wrong, then my right is my right and my wrong is my right. That's how I think. And then when you look at, when I see other people doing what they do, how they want to do things in this world or whatever, like protests or freaking, ideas, like thoughts, like just little things that make bigger things happen. That deals with the future too. That's really tricky. You gotta watch Back to the Future if you want to see some futuristic stuff. But I can't prove time travel, but I do it. I can't prove that I can move things in my mind at will and show it off, because what's the point in that? What fun is that when I've been trying to do it and trying to enjoy it, but there's always somebody around that's not really there, or they don't understand it, or they fear it, and I'm like, okay, can't do it around you, sorry, because I'm trying to have fun with it, and it's not fun doing it around other people, so I just keep it to myself until the time comes. Like I said, time will tell in everything. We're in the third dimension, and it's third dimensional reality, it's physical reality, so I'm like, okay, shoot, we got nothing but time. But in this period of time, it's like a lifeline of time. All right, we got from the present moment, which is my thumb, to the future. And this bit of time would seem like a long time, but in a sense, it's actually really fast, because you don't really need to think about all the steps on how long it's going to take to get from the thumb to the index to the pointer finger. You just take your time. You look at the freaking. It's hard to explain. I had to draw it out for you. Like I said, time travel is really nearly impossible to explain to some guy or to a person that don't understand it. And when someone don't understand something, they need help and they need help they just need to ask more questions. I mean, I know a lot for my own good, too much for my own good, and it's almost like, well, I'm not cursed with knowledge. I just know too much, and when I try to share it with other people, I can't. So I just make YouTube videos. So I'm like, all right, man. And I got songs out that haven't been released, and people out here in the shelter. I mean, I'm in a shelter, right? Yeah, I'm in a shelter, a hotel, but it's a shelter. They stole my stuff. I'm not talking about what's going to happen after that. I've already spoke on that. I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen for all of us, for all of humanity. I've seen prophetic things that a one-sided mind person couldn't understand and doesn't believe in, and then the other person with a different kind of mindset can kind of grasp the concept but isn't there yet, and they'd have to be a little bit skeptical in the same sense, and they would have to see it for themselves. So I'm not talking about everything that I've seen. All I know is that I'm not going to jump to conclusions for somebody to just say, oh no, we doubt you. I'm doubting that this is going to happen, but I know it's going to happen because I've seen it with my own eyes. These eyes, it takes time to see. It looks like a C. It takes time to see things happen into this world. And as in a fourth dimensional reality, in an actual plane, you don't really need time because time is on your side. And space, you have a lot of space and time. Like the freaking movie Stargate, whatever the movie was. Yeah. Fourth dimensional beings. There's fifth dimensional beings that created the fourth dimension for us to try to experience a different kind of reality. That's what the movie was about. No, you don't grasp that concept, which people most certainly need to take baby steps for certain stuff. Then it's necessary. But with the thought comes the choice, because as your mind thinks, as a man thinks, so he becomes. And what I say, for real, whatever you're thinking, your body will follow. If you think about going to the store, you're gonna freaking walk to the store. Where'd you get the thought from? The fourth dimension, whatever kind of plane of existence where you think, the mental plane, the mental realm. So when you get to that point, when I'm already there, beyond light years ahead of time of humanity, I'm looking at them like, yo, there's no point in trying to explain something to them when I've already seen the outcome that I tried that I've seen. When I've seen the outcome of trying to explain the unseen or supernatural or unknown phenomena, classified information, top secret stuff, like stuff you should know about. Like if you was a kid and you was in school, the teacher would tell you, stay in school, kid. You shouldn't get too caught up in that. Stay in school. You want to go to college someday. But I've always been thinking different because I've always knew I had a higher purpose for this, and I've been remembering a lot of things that I can't share because it's a long story. I don't have time for that. That's also dealing with the fourth dimension, because things that take up time, people don't have time for that. If I wanted to sit down with a person and talk all for the rest of my life about whatever I've seen, everything I've seen, experienced, and remember, we'd be there for day to night. dusk to dawn. Like, you don't got time for that. People got to come and go and eat and sleep and go to the bathroom and chill on their own time and do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, we always gonna have a choice. Bottom line, and that's where it all boils down to. Free will. And they use the free will against we're just messing it up for ourselves. We put ourselves in this predicament, so get us back out. Get yourselves back out. That's what I realized God had thought. Like you put yourself in this position. Well, why you can't handle the heat? You the boss. Why you can't handle the heat? If you think like a boss, you gotta act like a boss. Well, yeah, that's enough said with that. I'm overpowered, but I don't misuse my authority. And I don't misuse my abilities, my psychic abilities or powers. There's no point in trying to show off and make money with that. What's the point? I'm talking too much, so I'm gonna have to end it off with, like, that's all where it boils down to. Free will, free choice.